Hi there, my name is John Stevens. I'm pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we are part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie him to an item from the Dollar Tree or the kids' room or the junk drawer or the garage. You know how we've been doing this. And so I'm so thankful that you are spending a little bit of time with me this week and for your partnership in this ministry. This is for the Revised Common Lectionary and the Narrative Lectionary. It's a Sunday where the two meet. Oh. Anyway, so we're looking at Matthew, and the text is actually Matthew chapter 1, verses 18 to 25. And it's the angel appearing in a dream to Joseph and telling the promise that Emmanuel, God with us, is coming. So exciting stuff as we're close. It's the fourth Sunday of Advent, and we can see it. We can see it, we can feel it, and it's happening. So so glad you're here. If you are just coming in, just joining us on this, thank you so much. I am making the kind of the end of the year appeal for donations. If you have had it in your heart that you're thinking, I'd like to donate at some point, this is a great time to do that, and there's links on the blog, the Dollar Store Children's Sermon, dskidsermons.com, or I'll put a link for Venmo in the show notes and all of that, but greatly appreciate it. Thank you for being here. That's the most important part, is taking your time and being and doing what you're doing. You're rocking it, and I thank you for all of the stuff you're doing for your kids and for your families and the love that you're showing. And for all of you who have donated throughout the year, thank you so much. It's so helpful, keeps this and other aspects of ministry alive, and I appreciate it. So thank you very much. So all right, so we're looking at Matthew, and we're looking at the dream, and so there's two springboards that I'm looking at for this. One that I've used a couple of years back, and that is a guarantee card. Like in a deck of bicycle cards, the Ace of Spades is a guarantee card. On the Joker, there's a guarantee, and it says this deck will be free from defects. If you find something, send this card and the Ace of Spades back, and they'll send you a new card. It's guaranteed. It's promised that this is going to be okay. There's other promises that we see in a package, like you grab a package of, you grab a package of stickers, and it says, there's 100 stickers, and that's a promise that you've got there, and when you open it up, if you counted it, there's 100 stickers. And we know the feeling when a promise isn't kept, or that it falls through the cracks, or something like that. So when for example, a puzzle. You've got a puzzle, you open it up, and you go to put the puzzle together, and there's a piece missing. So we know that. We know that promise. So I'm looking at using a guarantee, and that how God's promise is trustworthy, how God's promise is secure, how God's promise we can rely on. And that's in this. We've got this promise that there will be this babe, Emmanuel, God with us, the promise that God is dwelling among us, and that is a fantastic thing. So that's the first springboard. Now, I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a lot of activity out in our narthex, which I love. I love to hear, and it's this humbug of, not a humbug, but a hum of activity, and I love it. So if you hear in the background, I'm not sure if you do or not, but that's going on. I love the noise. So that's the first springboard. Not the noise, but it could be the noise. The angel shows up in a dream. But the second springboard is about the angel showing up in the dream, about how God gets our attention, how God speaks to us, how God will come and speak to us. I'm trying to think of another way of saying it, but you don't need to say it another way. God's speaking to us. And here, the angel comes and gives the message to Joseph in a dream. So the springboard that I'm looking at is the old tin can phones, or I've used paper cups that they work as well, where you take a paper cup, you put a string in the end of the paper cup, and I tape it. You poke a hole and you put the string in, you tie a knot so it doesn't come out, and then I tape it on the inside so it's you can even tape it on the outside, but you've got the cone. You've got the, hold on, I will be right back with some illustrations. All right, I'm back, and I've got some illustrations. So what you need is, I get a cup. These are styrofoam cups. Now, for those of you who've been in the church for a while, the Lutheran church for a while, this is, I love this. We were cleaning out a closet, because who doesn't have a closet in a congregation that needs to be cleaned out? There's a metaphor there, but we're going to leave it at that. 2 cups. These are old AAL cups. I know, they're like you could be put in a museum. They're styrofoam, so they'll actually stay in a museum, and they're not going anywhere. Anyway, so 2 cups. Could be a paper cup, could be these cups. You're going to take a cup and poke a hole in the center here, and then you string. You can get this at the Dollar Tree sometimes, or you can find this you can go into the grocery store, and in the cooking section where they've got like pastry brushes and things like that. This is so you can tie, like let's say you're doing, I don't know, chicken cordon bleu, and you're putting the stuff in there. This is for barbecue, to where you can bind your turkey or your chicken or whatever, but it's string. So you're going to take this and you're going to attach it here on this side with a hole, and on the other side. It's the old tin can or paper cup phone. And you're going to play with the kids because it works. You stretch these tight, and you're on one side, hello, and you can actually hear the vibrations and the sound on the other side. So talking about how God speaks to us, how God gets our attention, and using this as the old way. Or let's say you and a family member have an Apple Watch, and on the Apple Watch they have the walkie-talkie app where you can actually click and you go, hello, hello, and you could set that up ahead of time, someone in maybe another part of the congregation, and do that. Texting is another way. You can walk through all of these. It's not just one. You're like, oh, you got this. Oh, what are other ways someone can get your attention? And then that's the springboard into the way God gets Joseph's attention. And that's through a dream, as the angel shows up and says, this is going to happen. And then working on that. So the idea of how do we talk to each other? How do we communicate with each other? How does God get our attention? So that's the springboard around that, using the tin can or the paper cup phones, and then moving, different ways. How do we do it today? Well, texting for sure, a call, but a call's even less than that, but it's more texting, or Snapchat, Instagram, all of those ways that TikTok ways. But the thing I like about this, and it's the instant one-on-one communication. So texting, messenger, all of that. All right. That's the springboards. I'm hoping they can be useful for your own children's sermon. Thank you so much again for being part of this ministry, being part of your congregation, and loving the kids and loving the parents the way that you do, your families, and you are rocking it. So thank you. And I'll see you next week for Christmas Day, December 25th. And but may your Advent be blessed. I am hoping this time is a time of joy and anticipation. So, all right. Thank you very much, and we will see you next week. Peace.